Hello and welcome to episode 235 of the Veeam Community Recap. I'm the Rickatron on the road today, this week, and I'm joined by Madalena in normal circumstances, but you've had quite an eventful afternoon thus far.
Good day, Rick, and good day, community. Yes, it has been a very stormy morning. I was a little bit scared that we might not be able to record because we had a power cut, but luckily the storm slowed down and now everything is fine. Hopefully, it's not going to interrupt as we are speaking, because
Yeah, let's
everything can
go.
happen with the weather. But yeah, all good. It's just like not the kind of weather that you want to be outside, but. It's good that we have a lot of a lot of good content to comment on. So that's the good part of it.
Yeah, I'm
Stay
in New York and we had a beautiful day yesterday, but it was kind of rainy today, so we'll see. But
Yeah. What you
I
doing in
think the
New York?
power, oh stuff. No, I had a training event yesterday where I went to some training, and then we have some meetings today, and then I have an event with HPE, one of our partners here
All right.
this evening. So I got a busy 2 days, and then I'm back at it on Thursday. So recording on the
Yeah,
road.
it sounds like very busy. And I do remember you mentioned that next week you're gonna be on vacation.
That's right. Like I will be out of like out vacation. So it's the wife and I vacation. So uh, hopefully
So I'm
you
gonna
can
have something
do.
special.
Yeah. Okay. Good. And then I'll be back at it. But next week I won't be able to for 236. So,
Yeah.
all right, you ready to jump into it though? I got tabs for days today.
I know, right? And a
Yeah.
lot of good stuff. So I'm looking forward to jump into it.
Yeah. Sorry, I am on one screen. Sorry for that little motion. But first up is Sean Simpson. By the way, Sean, good to see you last week. Him and I were at an event in upstate New York. This is one of Maddie's picks here for the week, testing the Veeam V13 software appliance. I love the title, what I like and what I'd like to see. What caught your eye on this one?
Well, first of all, hot topic, right? And yeah, he's giving us his takeaways, his likes, and what he would like to see next, which I think is very interesting. And of course, like everyone else, I heard talking about the appliance. Sean thinks that it is a game changer because it delivers a pre-hardened, simple backup server that it helps you boost security and also cuts licensing complexity. So that's really fantastic. And then Sean goes over strengths of the appliance, and he's talking, of course, again, security focus, the deployment ease, which is just enough OS philosophy, which allows for fast deployment, and then the user experience. We have a new modern UI featuring the dark mode. I know many people like that. SSO, and then most daily administration tasks that are manageable via the secure web console. So that's fantastic stuff that are happening. And of course, this is new, so I know it's going to come probably in the next release or in the next releases, so I'm not worried. But this is what Sean says I would like to see, like missing features. So that would be upgrades. There is no direct upgrade path from V12. The feature parity, the new web console lacks full parity with the traditional Windows thick client, and that's going to limit the true Linux experience for advanced configurations, as he says. And then the enterprise gaps, high availability, and Veeam Cloud Connect features are not available at launch. But I'm really not worried about it because I know that um, things are coming in the next releases. I'm pretty sure. But very curious how things are going to evolve in the future. But what I like is to see so much enthusiasm around our community, around our customers, and I do have high hopes that good things are going to come soon. What do you think?
Well, I love this format. 5 things I'd like and 5 things I'd like to see. And, of course, these are all things that, will come to the V13 platform. But one thing I'll highlight is this is a really good way to decide if, like, you say yes to Veeam today. This is a good way to decide, should I use the appliance or should I do the installable Windows on 12?
Mhm.
This is honestly, if you kind of find yourself, you know, stuck on some of these things, then you should, go for the V12 when we do have the migration path. So good stuff, Sean. Nice to see you last week. Keep up the good work.
Yeah,
All right.
totally. Thank you.
Speaking of new stuff, this guy named Shane, he was right on top of this beta. Shane's been fiddling around with this other hypervisor for a while, and he's got a walkthrough.
He had a feeling. He had a feeling, or he knew some stuff. But yeah, we announced it last episode. We showed like that article in the forums, and then we showed the post that Anton did on LinkedIn. So yeah, now Veeam's XCP-ng plugin public beta. And what I want to stress in here is like why it matters, because I think this isn't just another hypervisor plugin. This is kind of a direct response to massive community demand. If you look, it's like, as Shane starts this article, he says, like, in the past 18 months, the community has a customer who are asking for it. So Veeam listened to its users on the forums and the engaged technical advocates like Shane, for instance, and delivered the product. So I think this is a big, big thing, like Veeam is listening to the customer. So that process alone, user request, private beta, public beta, is really a great testament to how Veeam works with the community. So I think I just wanted to start with that. But Shane has put this amazing article together where he shows how to get the XCP-ng Veeam plugin installed and configured. So you can start backing up your XCP-ng VMs. So it's a step-by-step guide, very thorough, as usually Shane writes. So the part that caught my eye actually in this one is the limitations that he's talking about. He's talking about the unsupported feature. The list of unsupported features is key. So there is no application aware image processing and no VM or VM disk exclusions. Means this isn't yet an enterprise ready solution for complex SQL or Exchange server. And then the multi-host headache, as he calls it, the author notes, the current limitation of having to add every XO pool master host manually, instead of just adding the central send orchestra entity. So then he's also talking about few other things in here, but what Shane is saying is, the product is great and happy to have it, but the feedback we really provide on this, us as community, go and test it, go and, like if you are an SMB, if you are somebody that is interested in this product, go and test it, use the beta, and just on those specific limitation, that feedback is going to help the GA version to get better. So that would be my suggestion, same as Shane's suggestion. If you have interest in the product, go ahead, test it, let us know your thoughts. Let us, the product management in here, comment in here, just find your account manager or somebody at Veeam and let us know.
Yeah, it's just all about demand, usage. We have some product telemetry. We have stats on the downloads. And I dropped an idea in there about the image processing isn't supported. So, for example, this can be a big one. Maddie, you even mentioned it around databases or if you're running email systems. And I just said, keep in mind that the agents can be used there, right? Because that could be a good combination. Use the agentless backup for everything else. But if you have something that needs application aware image processing, which is what AAIP stands for, you can get that. So good stuff, Shane. That's the best thing you can do is play with it and give us feedback like this.
Yeah, totally. Thank you, Shane, for sharing another great article with us.
That's right. Thank you, Shane. All right, next up is Muhammad Ali, and fresh off of a very highly active user group that they just hosted online. And he's talking about the Veeam Service Provider Console, which is one of the products for service providers or organizations with multiple tenants, as they were, like enterprise orgs with like business units and stuff. We don't talk about this product enough. What caught your eye on this?
So Mohammed says, yeah, I agree. We don't talk a lot about it. And he says this is a game-changing integration VCPC with Veeam ProPartner Pulse portal. He says now you can manage license distribution, usage reporting, billing in a centralized, automated way. He says no more manual file exchanges and licenses are pushed directly into tenant environments with minimal effort. And he said, think of Pulse as the master licensing databases and VCPC as the control plane that brings those licenses to life in your tenant's environment. So that's a really good one. So in this article, he's actually showing us how to connect the Veeam VCPC console to ProPartner Pulse portal, how to manage your license keys, creating, assigning, revoking, company mapping, install the Veeam license to tenant VBR using the console. And then as a conclusion, he says, this is not just a feature update. He says it's a fundamental improvement to the VCSP business model scalability. If you are, one, running on the manual license treadmill, this integration is really your roadmap to automation. So I think this is I really like this conclusion that he gets. And I do believe that this is a game changer for everyone that in this environment, in this role. So fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the Pulse integration was a big thing that really took a lot of the busy work out of the reporting. So yes, I mean I will say it's complicated, and so when there's 23 images, right? So there's a lot to go through, but this is the beauty of having a rocking community that'll go through it for you. Because I actually, excuse me, myself haven't played with the Pulse integration. So this is actually new to me. I mean, some of the others on our team have, but this is just gold in the sense of it makes it easy for you to aggregate all of this usage. So that's fantastic. Thank you, Mohammed. So speaking of Mohammed, we're going to go to Vanguard Blog Spotlight and go to the other Mohammed. We're going to go to Mohammed Adel at Archtonic, his personal blog there. And I love this topic here. Well, Maddie, why don't you introduce it, and then I'll kind of share some advice on this post.
So it's a fantastic article, as always. Mohammed always puts together some interesting topics and valuable as well, since many people, in the tech world sometimes just overlook this topic until something breaks. And application availability and integrity. And Mohammed discusses, how IT infrastructure isn't just about uptime. It's about the confidence levels in how systems behave under stress during updates, or even when confronted with cyber threats. And Mohammed says at some point that availability isn't binary. instead, and he actually shows us with some graphs and some calculation as well. He says instead it's a spectrum influenced by infrastructure, monitoring, and proactive design. So you can actually see it, the big picture when you look at and you read and you go over all the article, what he's trying to say with that. And really like the paragraph where he's talking why this matters. When you see all those bullet points, you're gonna kind of rethink your strategy and you're gonna ask the right question. And this, in general, is the type of article that actually makes you rethink your disaster recovery plan, because he says it's not just having backups, it's about knowing how much you trust your systems to behave in a predictable way. And if you are a sysadmin, cloud architect, you live in the backup world, or you're just working in tech, I think this article is for you, and I definitely recommend it. And I recommend in general Mohammed's blog, because it has a lot, as I started with, it has a lot of interesting topics, very valuable, very interesting, practical as well.
Indeed. And I think any of us who need to go to our manager to make a business case, to drive change in your technology stack, thinking this way can help you do that. And then what are the tools and the other resources you need to get there, right? You can work that backwards to the inventory of technology with these kind of methodologies and frameworks. And I'm just going to say, and I know I've said it again, this guy is smart, former nuclear engineer, right? So I think we'll see him next month at our summit.
We will definitely. I saw his name on the registration list. So,
right. Yeah, he's wicked smart. So thank you so much, Mohammed. And like I said, this is a great way for any of us to make those conversations to your manager or such to drive change in your IT stack. All right. Still got a lot of tabs. Special department from New Zealand, a newly activated user group. Looks good.
Yeah, I think a few months back Jason had his first Veeam user group New Zealand in person, and it was pretty successful. We had Ben Thomas there. We had, I think, Ben Young might have been there as well. So this is the second one. I can see it's October 14, so there is still some time to register for it. That shows 11 p.m. I don't really know what time it's going to be.
I'm not booked.
But it looks like it's going to be a short one, a couple of hours, not a long one. And I wish I knew where the location is, but the location is there for the people that actually know the area. Google Maps.
That's right here. It's at Fiddlesticks. I think that's on the South Island of New Zealand and Christchurch. Yeah, it's on the South Island. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So for the people that are in the area, probably that's going to be a good experience again. Looking really forward to hear the feedback and understand the needs and of our customers, of our partner in that part of the world. So what it says about this event: relaxed technical evening.
There you go.
Designed just for Veeam engineers and solution architects. Okay. And I guess if you go to register, I think there is also like a page maybe with a schedule.
No, it's just the sign up. But in the future,
Okay.
I think we'll have more substantive.
Yeah, we will definitely go. Yeah. Additional information. I think we're gonna go to the registration page, the standard one that we use for Veeam user groups. So we're gonna have more information in there. But for this time, just go to this page and register if you have an interest, if you are in the area. And thank you, Jason, for organizing it.
And thank you, Ingram, for facilitating. I guess they're a sponsor of sorts, a partner of ours, so that's good as well. Awesome. And New Zealand represent. People will show up. If you get 55 register, you'll get 55 to show up. So that's, especially in the South Island, because there's not a lot of, events that go down there. So this is fantastic.
Yeah, looking forward. Hopefully Jason is going to do a post in the VUG New Zealand group, so we all going to have some insight into it.
Indeed. All right, next up in the VUG category is the Belgium and Luxembourg group, and shout out to Christoph. I love that the agenda has a dedicated session on Yara. That's awesome.
I agree. I mean, I know the Belgium ones, they are always well attended. So I think this is going to be a super interesting one. I can see this is a short one, just a few hours as well. They used to do like longer ones, but I can tell that the topics are super interesting. So curious how this is going to pan out.
Oh, it's at the brewery. Oh, I'd love
to
go
be well attended.
Oh man, and like Belgian beer is like the best.
So, yeah.
Sorry, that kind of stuff. Really, I light up on that. If you didn't know.
So yeah, this is gonna be next Thursday, basically October 16th. So still some time to register for this one if you are in the area. I think it's going to be great. Looking at the agenda, looking at the venue, you have all the reasons to be there. And thank you, Christoph, for putting this together.
Yeah, indeed, and thank you, Object First. Looks like they're sponsoring of sorts as well.
Yeah, totally. I think this one, if you go to register, I think it actually has like the standard registration page.
This is more the kind of the format we want for the user group. So,
so then you can see the location, you can see the sponsors, you can see the agenda, you can see all the information. So that's great.
Yeah.
So this is where you should go to register if you are planning to attend.
And, one shout out, Christoph, I'm sure you'll cover it, but with Yara rules, I've been using GPTs to make them. They're fantastic to use AI to make those Yara rules. It's fantastic. Cool. All right, keep on going. Last week, we talked about the blog of the month, and we have a winner, it looks like.
Yeah, congratulations, Onur. First time he was mentioned in the recap, first time he was mentioned in the blog of the month, and he's a winner. Congrats on that. But actually, I think it was a really good article, and the community confirmed it. And thank you for sharing it as well on LinkedIn. Really good practice. I saw a lot of engagement around it. So fantastic.
Yes, good stuff. Starting strong in our community. Onur, welcome and congratulations.
And keep on doing what you're doing.
Yes.
Just keep on posting.
Right on. Speaking of congratulations, shout out to you, Maddie and Sophia, who have onboarded the second intake of the Legends for this year, and a couple of new folks in there, and a couple of welcomes.
Yeah, thank you, Sophia, for taking care of this and for updating the directory. Here we have few new names, new faces, and that's going to be Tommy, that's going to be Esteban that rejoined the program, that's Charlie as well, and let's see who else. Welcome back all the members that were part of the program in the first intake as well. Mateus is a new one, so welcome. Marcel as well.
Is that Slovakia?
That's Slovakia, yes.
Oh, I got my flags right. All right. Okay.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And then Marcus Kretzer is back in the program. He was not in the first intake, so welcome back. And then who else? Who else? I do hope that we're going to be...
There's one more, right? Oh, Tommy. Here's Tommy. Can't forget about Tommy.
Yes, I do hope that we're gonna see most of them at the Veeam 100 Summit in November next month.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So
great stuff.
congratulations. And then I love going through this also. I got to get my faces right for Summit. Just when I start, seeing everybody, I need to be able to remember names. It's like, it's hard, isn't it, to remember everybody?
Yeah, but it's very useful, because you are able to, if you, for instance, if you want to be part of this program, and you don't know what to start with, where to start, it's good to just go to Veeam 100 directory, and then you can see the profile of the people that are part of the program. They also have some, if you go to each of them, there are some links to their blogs or to their social media and stuff like that, and then you can understand a little bit better what it takes to be part of the program. So I think it's very useful from so many respects. So great stuff.
Yep. And then we maintain the same for the Legends and then Vanguards and MVPs. So kind of a unified property here. Love it. Congratulations. Second half Legends intake. All right. Still on special department news, I want to draw everyone's attention to KB 4780, specifically for the Veeam Data Cloud from Microsoft 365 offering. And so earlier this month, this KB was published. And for organizations that started with Microsoft 365 like this would have been the look at the time when we, if you go back to 2023, when we acquired Cirrus, and it was Cirrus by Veeam, then we called it Veeam Data Cloud. And then as we've added other offerings, including, other offerings in Veeam Data Cloud, we expanded and modernized the offerings. But organizations are going to transition to the unified multi-workload interface of Veeam Data Cloud. Okay, so a couple of points. When will it happen? It's going to start, and there will be notifications in a few days in advance. And most importantly, should only take a few minutes. Okay, so the portal, your access would be unavailable during that time, but then very quickly afterwards, it'll be migrated. And trust me, it's worth the wait. The new look is like this. So this is
really
our,
like it.
yeah. Maddie's like, oh, that's much prettier.
Yeah.
And you're right, Maddie. It's great. Now this is our staging environment, so there's some things that may not look exactly like everyone else, but I just love it because you can get all your information pretty easily, and your activity notifications and more can all be pulled up, etc. So drive recoveries and more.
It looks simplified, it's not that busy anymore. It's better in terms of visual, but it also looks a little bit more organized. So I think it's a really good change.
Yeah, and it's super intuitive. I've never actually been trained on it, yet I figure it out just fine. And I really like when I look at these four tiles right here. Like everything I need is right here, including I can see who's the bad boy in our environment, and surprise is me. I take up the most storage in our lab. Long story on that. But no, good stuff here. I just want to let everyone know. And probably the coolest thing is that really, should you be consuming some of the other services, you can jump through right like that. And then they'll start looking really similar really quick here. So I'll go into our same Microsoft 365 environment that we back up. Now we're backing it up with Entra. Similar thing, slightly different just based on the different type of data. And you get this kind of, consistent look here down the way. And the other thing I'll highlight is that you have a lot of shared technology, definitely across Veeam Data Cloud, but also across Veeam Data Platform. So the new web UI that we started off with, there's a lot of UI elements that are very similar from Veeam Data Cloud to Veeam Data Platform. So think of that. We're being consistent across the portfolio. All right, so just want to draw everyone's attention to that. Next up, from the desk of Sophia, the Who's New, solid plus 115, another strong week, Maddie.
Absolutely. It looks pretty good week after week, and really good names in here as well. And definitely love the Alfred's pick. Stockopus.
Stocktopus. But I'm all spun up ahead about what's Veeam there 506. I don't get that.
Been there. I don't know. Let us know.
Yeah, let us know. Is that an area code? Is it kind of like I've been there, a Veeam there? I don't know. Gumming
And
Gregor,
what's the 506?
Angusheng, Matt Brown, H Biz, Stocktopus. Those are some funny names, yo. Love it. Love the creativity that comes in here, and still on one screen, but now I'm back. So, but hey, Maddie, great stuff. Like I said, I'm out next week. It's funny. I got a funny story to tell everyone. So next week, the wife and I are going on our personal, like just her and I vacation. We got a plan for the kids and all. And I think you know this, but we're going to the Czech Republic. Okay. Now, I have been to Prague for Veeam probably 15 times. But I had very specific instructions that I'm not to do any sightseeing because her and I are going to go there as a tourist. And so it's true. I mean, I've had some nice dinners, but like I've not seen the clock. I've not seen the castle. There's a couple museums I want to see. I've not seen the Charles Bridge. I've not seen any of that in all of those trips because of that.
Yep. That's what I say. That's what I call commitment.
Yes. Well, it's funny because long story that I went somewhere and I did do sightseeing and she's like, hey, we were going to go do that. So it's like, I got to go through it the first time, but I can tell you, I have never had a bad meal in Prague and I'm really looking forward to some time off. I take a lot of time off, but this will be fun. So I won't be with us next week, but I think you've got a plan. All right.
Yes, we'll have a plan. I'm sure we can find some special guests that are going to join me for the fun.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much for curating all the content this week, Maddie.
It's always my pleasure.
All right, everyone. Thanks for watching, and a surprise is in store for next week.